presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackboard. We are KINSLER.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Well, after a couple of sleepy nights in Pittsburgh for the Tigers offense, they came alive last night. 14 hits, Tigers scored 10 runs, and the return of a lot of smiles in the Tigers dugout. Great day for baseball today. Welcome to Comerica Park. We're in downtown Detroit this afternoon, wrapping up this series between the Detroit Tigers and the visiting Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pep alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us for the final game of this series. The Tigers last night, a big night, Gibby. They scored early in the game. They also tacked on late, which was good to see.
It was good. You know, the trip, they had limited runs. Everybody's saying the Tigers don't score any runs. They're actually fourth in runs in the major leagues. They got 10 last night, up 3-0 going into the seventh, and they get 7 runs in the seventh and the eighth inning. But the way they did it, 4 walks, an error, and a hit batsman, and they all score. Lots of patience, get the guy on base with the walks, get in a good count, get a good pitch, and bang! That's what we need to do, is bang Garrett Cole tonight. Did I scare you?
Yes, indeed. The audio guy right now is freaking out. Anyway, Garrett Cole is on the mound for the Pirates here this afternoon. Really wasn't all that good early in the season, but lately he's been awfully good.
Well, former number 1 pick, 40-20, 2013 to 15, 19-8 and 15, 4th in Cy Young Award voting, and 16 and 18 stints, but he still has the electric stuff. He's got the fastball, the curveball, the wipeout slider. He knows the changeup. He just dominates hitters. He's given the Tigers trouble, but he's been hurt by the long ball. 22 home runs this year, and the Tigers, they get a couple guys on base, get the long ball, they got a good chance to get it. He had a slow start, but 2.31 ERA in his last 6. He's got to get that long ball. Just a little bit of patience, and we'll even the series at 2 games apiece.
All right, it is the series finale between these two teams. Just minutes away. After a short break, we'll send you to the Call Sam Studios in New York. Wrapping up the series today, the Tigers, the Pirates. Stay with us. All coming up next on Fox Sports Detroit.
Hagan gets the call again today in place of the injured Michael Fulmer. Last Friday in Baltimore, 5 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 Ks. Not bad for a guy making his first major league start since 2014. Mickey York back with you here in the Coliseum Studio. Tigers and Pirates getting ready to get underway. And Verhagen is hoping his offense could give him 10 runs like last night. Yet despite all of that offense, the Tigers only managed to hit 1 home run in that game. Of course, we're looking for 3 here this afternoon, because if Detroit combines for 3 or more home runs in this game, you win. Bring in a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the box score in your newspaper or on the Tigers page at foxsportsdetroit.com. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. And by Jeep. See your Jeep dealer today and experience the freedom that comes with legendary capabilities.
Well, the Tigers and Pirates wrapping up this series. The Tigers winning big in the ballgame last night. And for the Tigers this afternoon, Drew Verhagen is on the mound. He is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Yeah, Drew, you can see his numbers. Those are from Toledo. He had 19 starts. He has had 1 start with the Tigers. This will be his 2nd start. His first start was Saturday at Baltimore. Coming off of his surgery, this is his first year back. Fastball, slider, curveball, and an occasional split.
Here is the starting lineup that he will look at today, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. The Pirates today have Marte, and then Frazier and McCutchen. The rookie Bell cleaning up, and FREESE and Polanco. Bottom three, Sean Rodriguez, Jordy, Mercer, and Chris Stewart wrapping it up today for the Pirates.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense. Jay up back off of his leave in left field. Mikey Matuk in center. Romine in right. Iglesias, Kinsler up the middle. Castellanos and Miggy again at the corners with McCann behind the plate. Drew Verhagen chucking for Detroit.
And here we go. The first pitch of the ball game this afternoon is popped up foul. Back out of play. 0-1 on Starling Marte. It'll be Marte, Frazier, and McCutchen. 243 for Marte, who was 0 for 3 with a walk in the ball game last night. Pirates could not get anything going. They did threaten with a couple of walks against JV, but pretty much they were shut down. That ball hammered to center field. Matuk going back and reaching right in front of the wall. One gone. Marte picked the wrong part of the ballpark to test Mikey Matuk.
This is a well hit ball, but look at Mikey. If you can see this, he takes a great route in that he kind of goes this way so he can see the ball. Watch, he's got to make a decision. This ball's right over his head. This is the LK line. You kind of visualize a banana. If you go straight back, you can't see the ball. Just pointing out a little technique.
That'll bring up Adam Frazier. I think most outfielders will tell you the ball hit straight at him is the toughest one to judge.
And proper technique makes it much easier.
Frazier batting .280. Slicing that one foul back out of play. 0-2.
So did I scare you there in the open when I said bang?
I don't know that you scared me. You worried me that something was wrong a little more than anything else.
Well, when I was playing in games, in day games like this, I generally would have reactions or vocalize things like that. So that's kind of reminded me of, you had a night game last night, quick turnaround, just kind of get you going.
You did it again. 1-2 on Frazier. That's in the air toward left field, hit pretty good. Upton going back to the track, reaches, and he can't get it. It's off the wall. Extra bases for Frazier, taking the turn. He's going to test him, throw to third. Not in time. He ran right in the face of Justin Upton. It'll be a 1-out triple.
Yeah, it's always do you go into the wall or don't you go into the wall? Jap went for the catch, couldn't quite get it, and as he's retrieving the ball, I had to take a peek up to see what Frazier was up to. See, he's got his glove up there, doesn't miss it by much, but he gets a bad bounce, bounces way off the wall. When he runs it down, he has to look up to see, and that costs him the chance to cut Frazier down. So you got a 1-out triple. Infield in for the Tigers, going for the ground ball.
There's a ball to Andrew McCutchen. The infield, as Gibby said, is in. The Tigers facing Garrett Cole today, who's been a tough cookie of late. So they would like to cut this run down. Verhagen with the 1-0 pitch. And McCutchen looks at a strike. Slider there from Drew.
Yeah, McCutchen, you can see he's hitting .290. He started out, he's had an interesting last couple of years. Talked to Clint Hurdle about him and how he's handled that. Veteran guy who got moved to position and looking to move him. And he has really turned it on.
Boy, has he. He was batting only .206 in the month of May, and then all of a sudden June rolled around. He hit better than .400 in June. Player of the month in the National League.
Clint Hurdle, I think he was born in Big Rapids, wasn't he?
He was. Low and away now, 3-1. Michigander.
His team, they won like 12 of 14 to get back into this race, although they lost last night.
Yeah, they've been a bit of a streaky bunch. And a strike call now, 3-2 on McCutchen.
Pretty steady diet of off speed.
One-out triple by Frazier. The Pirates with a scoring chance early.
Jammy.
Ripped foul down the left field line. He came in, and McCutchen was out in front of it.
Yeah, he was on it. All the off-speed stuff, you think maybe you could get one in there, but Kutch is quick inside. Look at Castellanos and the infield alignment and Iglesias real close together.
And he walked in ball 4. McCutchen gets a base on balls. 2 on now with 1 out. And Menards brings you the big money encounter as Josh Bell comes rolling into the plate. Pirates switch hitters all time, most home runs in a season. You see Bonilla's up at the top of that list. And there's Bell with 19.
So I got a feeling he's going to be up that list one of these days.
Big left-handed batter.
Cutchen's 10 steals, only caught 3 times. You got to keep an eye on him. Do you throw through or not?
Verhagen has a tendency to get ground balls. He would love one here to get out of this inning.
Yeah, a little above league average. League average is about 45-46%. Always stays right there. Verhagen a little bit above that.
Ball 1 high.
You know, as a starting pitcher, you get into these situations, you hope to get through a nice easy inning in the first inning, but here he finds he gives up a 1-out triple, and you're throwing the kitchen sink right out of the gate. Has sometimes an effect as the game progresses.
Ball 2 to Bell, 2-0. Drew pretty good in his first start against the Orioles. He went 5 innings. He is starting in place of Michael Fulmer, who recently said that he's feeling a whole lot better, and there's some thought that he might be able to make a start in Texas, which would be good news. 2-0 is pounded foul, back out of play.
Well, Fulmer feels some tingling in his fingers. It's something I guess he's dealt with for a while, and I know he's had opinions and second opinions. It doesn't seem like he's got a tear. Maybe it's more of a nerve irritation, and possibly looking at having the nerve moved would be the worst case scenario.
McCutchen is chased back. He has 10 steals so far this year. He's been caught 3 times.
See, McCutchen slipped over there at first base. Field drying out quickly, though. See where he slipped right there. It's under that turfus, that light substance called turfus. Put that over top of the wetness to keep the moisture in for the total game.
Pirates have not seen a lot of Verhagen. As we know, he's been pitching out of the bullpen for the Tigers at the major league level. Went down to the minor leagues this year to become a starter again. And he missed low. 3-1 now on Josh Bell.
Got to throw strikes. And we talked about it in the open. Tigers had 4 walks. Everybody scored last night. Hit batsmen in there. They both scored. So you can't give teams anything. You got to make them earn it. You got to put the ball, good pitch over the plate, get a double play here.
Full count now on Bell.
Probably a split finger right there.
Bell, one of the few bats last night for the Pirates that did anything. A couple of doubles. He was 2 out of 3. In fact, it was his double in the 6th that broke up the no-hit bid by Justin Verlander.
And walked on base 3 times. Nobody else could solve the puzzle. That's crazy, isn't it?
There's a high fly ball into shallow left field. Upton sizing it up. Runner tagging at third. Frazier coming home. They're going to try and score him, and they will. Sac fly and an RBI for Bell. He hit it deep enough, and it's 1-0 Pirates.
This is an outfielder. Do you throw it or don't you throw it? You got to try and gauge it, because Frazier's probably going to score, but you got to watch this guy here. He's going to come back. If you go for the lead guy, McCutchen, had he tagged, you might want to throw it to second, but the throw is offline, and the Pirates to a 1-0 lead.
Here's David Freese, who did not play last night. Back at third base today for the Pirates. Ball 1 in. Freese 268, 8 homers this year.
20 pitches, 9 balls, 11 strikes, and well, David Freese, he had a pretty good World Series, didn't he? Way back when.
Yeah, MVP of the NLCS and the World Series. Pretty good for a kid that grew up in the St. Louis area. 2-0. He's ahead of the count. McCutchen at first.
It's a spot maybe McCutchen does want to go, although it does look kind of moist over there at first base. We showed you that earlier.
One hopper hit the second, flag there by Kinsler, and that'll end the inning. The Pirates get a run. Tigers coming up in the bottom of the first. Lead Tigers will take their first swings against Garrett Cole, and the Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. For Detroit today, it'll be Kinsler as always at the top, then Matuk batting second, and then Upton back in the lineup today. You got Miggy, Castellanos, and Victor Martinez. James McCann catching, and then you've got Romine, who's in right, and then Iglesias. Garrett Cole presented today by MGM Grand Detroit.
Garrett Cole, 24 start, 1-5 in April and May, but has turned it on as of late. He has electric stuff. Talked about the home run ball. Here you see 125 strikeouts, 35 walks, 9-8 as they stand today. And let's take a look at the starting defense. The Pirates starting defense brought to you by Tim Hortons out there in left field. Adam Frazier, Starling Marte in center with Gregory Polanco in right. Jordy Mercer and Sean Rodriguez up the middle. Freeze and Bell in the corners. Chris Stewart behind the plate catching Garrett Cole.
So the 26-year-old out of Newport Beach, California, delivers strike one to Kinsler. What a huge night last night for Ian. 3 out of 4 in the ball game. He homered.
We hope it has carryover effect. Just kind of not being able to get on track for a run this year, Ian Kinsler, but what a night he had last night.
Yeah, and I guess when you look at his numbers, Gibby, he is still on pace to score 96 runs this year as he looks at a ball high.
But you would look at him as a 100-run score guy, and you say 96. That's no slouch. That's good production from the leadoff spot.
Yeah, even in a year that, based on his past numbers, could be considered a bit of a down year. Slapped out of play, 1-2 on Ian. Garrett Cole went to UCLA, #1 pick. In fact, he twice was selected in the first round. Once out of high school, once out of college. Now the 1-2. Low and away, 2-2.
Nasty slider right there. 87, 88 miles an hour. It's hard slider.
Cole has ace-type material, to be sure. And that's hit in the air to right field, fairly deep. Polanco is back to make the catch. One gone in the Tigers' first.
Good swing by Ian, though. Garrett Cole, you got to hope that you can get a guy on base somehow. The Tigers did it via the walk last night. Hit batsman, errs, and get that big hit.
So many times this year we've seen the Tigers score early, but they've not been able to tack on. They did so last night with 3 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th. And then put that game out of reach. I mean, it was a ball game throughout.
Yeah, they were up 3-0, but of course that's not very much in any major league ballpark easily to overcome that deficit. Mikey Matuk now, he had a couple hits last night and a couple of strikeouts.
He's batting in the 2 slot today. Matuk, another base hit. How about that? He's been a hitting machine, a 1-out single.
Good approach. Sometimes when you get a guy that throws so hard, 96 miles an hour up, you tend to overswing. You try and pull the ball. Look at Mikey. Good swing. He's got the hands up. We've been showing you right up the middle. Doesn't try and pull it. Nice and short to the ball. Now that stand-up position for him. Remember earlier, maybe we'll show you this next at bat. His old stand's quite different, but it just times him up so he can be more relaxed and stay back and get to the ball much quicker.
Justin Upton back in the Tigers lineup today, a night off last night. And Jay Up looks at a strike. '78 RBIs for Upton with 21 home runs. Recently had an on-base streak of 24 straight snapped. That dart slowing away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Garrett Cole, you can see he's not tiny, big body on the mound, and he just really pounds at you the whole game, and he doesn't wear out very quickly.
Well, there are guys that will throw 96, 97 as the game wears on. They get loosened up, but Cole comes at you with that hard stuff early, and he is able to maintain it.
Yeah, it's just like he just kind of wears you down. It's his style.
Foul back, 1-2.
Look at Jay Up in the first inning, 404 clip. He's been awesome. Be nice if he got a hold of one here. Down into the count, 1-2.
And Cole again goes back, and this time a little bit closer as Matuk dives in.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty chopped up over there at first base. McCutchen had a little problem. Looked like Mikey slipped right there as well. So you got to wait for that to dry out. Garrett Cole has been very quick to the plate. 1-1 to 1-2. That would be very risky to go without coverage on a swing.
Swing and a miss. Upton down on strikes, and 2 gone. First strikeout of the ball game for Cole.
Garrett Cole, he likes to throw this pitch right at the top of the zone. It's a 4-seamer. There you see it, up and away, just above the belly button. See Stewart calling for it. JF can't catch up.
It'll bring up Cabrera, who showed some signs in the ball game last night. Miguel had a single, a double, was hit by a pitch.
2 for 3.
And Miggy looks at ball 1. Cabrera just trying to find some traction. I mean, he'll have a good game every now and then, but he's not been able to do it consistently, at least not this year. Still, through it all, has knocked in 53 this season, 13 homers. We'll shoot that one foul back to the screen, 1-1. Tigers today taking on a guy that has been pretty good. 6 straight quality starts for Garrett Cole. His last 10 starts, an ERA sub 3. Battled through some injuries last year, which kind of short-circuited his season. Soft liner up the middle into center, base hit. Matuk will hold at second base, and the Tigers now have 2 on. Cabrera with a single.
Oh, Miggy again, he had a single and a double last night. This one runs back, gets in his kitchen just a little bit, but he's on it. Thought Mikey Matuk, he had a good run right here and could have went to third base on this. Now, you generally don't try and make the first or third out at third, but I think he could have made it. But that's big. You get there with 2 outs, in my opinion, because you got a pitcher like Garrett Cole wants to throw that breaking ball, throw something in the dirt, a chase pitch, get a chance of scoring that run.
Mikey approached second like he was going to take that extra base, but then pulled up. Castellanos looks at a strike.
To be fair, it looks, we're sitting in a booth watching. Okay, we can see a different angle, but the players have a different view from the field. So obviously his read told him to shut her down.
For Castellanos, a 5 RBI night last night. Fly ball toward right field, slicing foul.
He's had great numbers against Garrett Cole. Castellanos has 4 for 7 with a double, a couple RBI. Add on to that.
And there's our Bernstein advantage for Nick.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
So a bit of a bumpy start for both starters. Verhagen gave up a couple of runners and only 1 run, and now the Tigers threatening here against Cole. The 0-2. Climbed the ladder there and fouled that one back out of play.
Pirates have done a lot of throwing the ball inside, certainly when they get ahead in the count. Like up and in, right on the hands. Unfortunately, they do hit maybe a couple batters more up and in because they believe in that, but it is part of the game. Clint Hurdle, there's no intentional, nothing intentional about if they nip somebody now and then.
Soft little looper down the right field line. It is a fair ball. That'll get a run in. Matuk comes around to score. Miggy being held at third. Now he's coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. He's safe. And the Tigers have the lead. A little bloop down the right field line. Scores 2.
Miggy feeling good there. Scoring all the way from first base. This is just what you want to do when you get 2 strikes on you. You see the Tigers celebrate. Kind of powers that ball to right field. Miggy's off because there's 2 outs. And this kind of settles in. Look at just off the line, settles in down there. Polanco. This is a tough play for the right fielder. You're going to see, I believe Clarkie held him up. And Miggy picks him up, turns and sees it on his own and believes he can make it. Pretty good slide. Now I would like that because he ran late and slid late. That's your fastest route and a good slide gets him in there. Tigers take a 2-1 lead.
And that'll be another triple for Castellanos. His league high 9th. Well, Nick having himself a series here.
Likes that number 4 spot, doesn't he?
Tigers have their lead now. It's 2-1, and here is Victor Martinez, chance to get another run in. Infield playing to pull on Victor, and a bender drops in for a strike. 0-1. Victor in the ball game last night was 0 for 4, is now in an 0 for 20 stretch. Batting average at .251. Popped him up. Left side of the infield. And caught there by Freeze to end the inning. Tigers, though, grab the lead. RBIs in this series. Tigers lead 2-1. And stay tuned to Tigers Live following the game. We'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game. Presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Drew Verhagen back to the mound now as we go to the second. It'll be Polanco, Rodriguez, and Mercer for the Pirates. Verhagen gave up a triple, a walk, and a sac fly in the first inning. In there, a strike call to Polanco.
Yeah, Drew in that first inning, about 50-50 balls and strikes. Hopefully he can come out this inning, get a little more comfortable, get his rhythm, throw much better located pitches.
Polanco has power. He's got 10 homers this year. Spent some time on the DL with a bad hamstring. But he's behind in the count here, 0-2.
Polanco, big, tall kid. Got good reach, good range. Verhagen tried to waste one on the outside corner, and Polanco just reached out, got a piece. 6'5", 230.
Ooh, shattered his bat, rolled it foul.
Did he hit that one off the end? That's right off the cup part. Many hitters get a hollowed out bat on the end of it, and when you hit it right off the end, it just easily sprays it apart. So they just hollow probably an inch or inch and a half out up in the middle of the bat.
That's going to be a fair ball down the line. Polanco heading to second base. He's got himself a double here to lead things off on an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, he's got that good range right there, and I think they tried to go down the way again, and Polanco, good job of just staying with the baseball. Just reaches down. I mean, he actually hit it off the label, but he hit it well. Stand up double. Nothing J up could do right here. This is, can't go in and get it. Have to wait for it to come out. Hold him to a double.
The second extra base hit already for the Pirates. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, 0-1. He was a Pirate last year. Rodriguez went to Atlanta, now back with Pittsburgh. They just reacquired him.
Yeah, he can play. He's good player. Only hitting 174. Want to keep an eye on Polanco. 8 steals, only caught 1 time. He will steal third base as well.
One ball and 1 strike to Rodriguez.
And one of the things, you have a player and you look to reacquire him, obviously there's an advantage of knowing what you're getting. It's the case in Rodriguez.
Rodriguez had that horrible auto accident before the season started, was on the disabled list, and he and his family involved in a bad accident. He has made his way back. Fan favorite in Pittsburgh, they reacquired him. He's been known to play with a little bit of edge.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh. Here's the 2-1. Inside, 3-1. So the ratio early on here for Verhagen, not exactly where he wants it to be. He did walk a batter in the first inning.
Yeah, as a pitcher, you don't want to have to aim for the middle of the plate to get a strike. Down three balls and a strike. That's where he's at.
In the air to right field, going to drop. That'll be a base hit. Polanco comes around third. He will score. And Sean Rodriguez with an RBI single. The Pirates wasting little time in tying it up.
Well, it's what we've been talking about. 3-1 count. You don't want to walk him. You're going to have to throw the ball down, more down the middle of the plate. The hitter, you know it as well. Your breaking stuff isn't getting over either. And here, this is pretty much up, elevated. Outer third, but more middle-ish. And he just takes it the other way. And you don't have that element of surprise. Is he going to throw me a changeup? Is he going to throw me a fastball, curveball? Advantage hitter.
Mercer looks at a strike, 0-1. Drew was saying down in the minor leagues that the Brian Holiday, who has been a catcher in the Tigers system and has been kind of in and out of the organization, back with the Tigers, really worked with Drew a lot. They became pretty good buddies down at Toledo. And Holiday would always talk pitching with Verhagen, and they would talk about different grips, and Drew started working on a slider down at Toledo. He's ahead of the count here, 0-2.
He had Polanco 0-2 and gave up the 0-2 double, so he got to make a better pitch.
In the air toward right field. Romine is under it. Runner tagging. Rodriguez will force the throw, but head back. Mercer is out, 1 gone.
Well, this is good right here. Rodriguez, you see, he plays with a little edge. He's scrappy. He immediately knows that Romine's going to catch this ball. He goes back, and I don't know if we got the sound here, but you'll hear the guy saying, tagging, tagging. This is important. Romy, pretty good arm for an infielder playing the outfield. Yesterday he was in left field, today in right, displaying his versatility.
Now here is Stewart, the number 9 hitter.
And if you don't get that heads up from your teammates, tag, tag, tag.
Runner goes, rolled foul.
Maybe he gets into second base.
Good communication by the Tigers, and Romine had that one sized up nicely. But you're right, I do like what Rodriguez did there. He went back and tagged and forced a good throw.
Always want to be pressuring, pressure your opponent. They get a little lazy, a little sloppy, it'll work out for you. Stewart, he's a hit and run guy. He'll also drop down a good bunt.
Ooh, good pitch. 0-2. Curveball from Verhagen to get ahead. So he's gotten ahead of a lot of hitters here in the second.
Got to put him away.
Nice pickup by McCann. Top of the order, Starling Marte waiting on deck. Pirates 1-2 in Pittsburgh over the Tigers. The Tigers bounced back last night, scoring a 10-0 win as they posted 14 hits, backing up Justin Verlander. Popped up. First base side is going to be Kinsler coming over to make the grab. 2 gone. I think last night, Gibby, we had that look from Verlander where you thought this could be one of those nights, and he got into the 6th with a no-hitter. But he looked awfully dominant last night.
Oh, he did, and you're right. He had no-hitter look on his face. Just was throwing the ball good. You could just see the contact. Most of his pitches on the edges are off, and getting the swings. Unfortunately, gave up the 1 double to Josh Bell.
And that was a ball hit off the third baseman's glove.
But after that, he went back to business. True veteran. He didn't get disappointed in the fact he lost the no-hitter. Win 8 innings. Greeny cleaned it up. Ready to get another win today.
Here is Marte. And Rodriguez spinning his wheels, almost picked off.
Uh-oh, we're going to be looking at that one.
He struggled to get back, and you're right, man. There's something going on down there. Most guys have been spinning wheels at first.
I think Rodriguez was going right there. He was going on that. Did he not get the tag? Oh, he's out.
Oh, he is out. Tigers should challenge this.
Maybe they don't have that view. Here comes Larry Vanover. Yep, we're going to challenge.
I think they might get this call here.
Remember earlier in the year, I don't remember who the umpire was, but they disallowed based upon a time limit. Now Larry Vanover, I believe he's the crew chief. He started to come down, which kind of, you read people's body language. That's kind of saying, hey, I'm coming down here to give you your last seconds, so you might want to make a decision. We have a good. We had a good shot of it right here, and Brad saw Larry coming, and you don't want to lose that challenge this early. And he's out.
Yeah, they're going to notice this one
quick
very
one
quickly.
Here.
Out. So the pick off will end the inning. Verhagen does himself a bit of a favor, and the Pirates will settle for 1 run. When the Tigers battle the Minnesota Twins at 6:10, come early for pregame music, dancing, and a special on-field ceremony. If you'd like tickets, go to Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. You can get Gibby on the field. Do a little
Yeah, I'll do it with you.
No, not with me.
Yeah.
No,
Anytime.
No. Here come the Tigers now in the second. It'll be McCann facing Garrett Cole.
And when you look down the road at how games come out, that pickoff obviously was a big play. Rodriguez, very aggressive player, did it. Verhagen did his homework, picked him off, but he's got 39 pitches through 2. If he doesn't pick him off, who knows how far that inning goes. So I always talk about cutting that inning off. He cut it off very good.
That may end up, giving him another inning of work today by the amount of pitches that he did cut off.
Absolutely saves the bullpen. There's Stubbe and Verhagen talking right now. Trying to get him honed in, get him lined up, get the mechanics where they need to be so he can throw the ball where he wants to throw it.
McCann, Roma, and Iglesias, 7, 8, 9 facing Cole. Tigers got a run in the first on a triple by Castellanos. 2 runs, I should say, in the first. The Costi triple was his 8th.
9th, was it?
Oh, that's right. He had 8 coming in. 9th, which leads the American League. This is a triples ballpark. 3-1 pitch. Big swing there by McCann.
Yeah, that ball up there from Garrett Cole is going to be hard to catch up to from just about anybody. You notice McCann, he had a 2-1 count, nobody on, he threw him a curveball.
Spoil that one. 396 in the month of July for McCann, which started his comeback from a slow start this year.
Slow start, limited playing time, and he's climbed out of it.
Down the left field line, foul.
Staying much calmer at the plate, not jumping at the ball as much. Sometimes you get too much energy in your body, no matter what you're doing. If you're a pitcher, you're a hitter, and that's working against yourself.
Popped up. Heading back to the seats, though, and out of play. Nice crowd here this afternoon after a big win for the Tigers last night. Gorgeous day, and I still maintain when this ballpark is full, man, it is one of the nicest yards in the league, and we just came from a good ballpark in Pittsburgh.
That's pretty. Pittsburgh's pretty. Many of the ballparks now, they show the skyline of the city.
Slice to right field, sinking and caught by Polanco.
Good at bat, though. Saw a lot of pitches. Good hard contact. Be ready for somebody on base next at bat for James McCann.
Here's the skyline of downtown Detroit.
It's changed a bit over the last several years, hasn't it? A lot of the old buildings being refurbished, new buildings going up.
The district Detroit is coming along very nicely. That one got the catcher Stewart. There's a rough position, man. Cervelli got beat up a little bit in the ball game last night.
Well, they certainly try to protect all the vulnerable areas. There you go.
That is slicing to left field. It's going to be a foul ball. Ooh. That was close.
This curving away very late. Take a look right here. Oh,
wow.
Inch or two.
David Rackley, the third base umpire, was right on it.
Get a little souvenir. Save the clip to go with the ball.
Nice. Phone line has been going the other way quite a bit. In fact, in Pittsburgh did a couple of times. Uses all fields offensively. And he went around. Strike 3. Home plate umpire Lance Diaz said he went.
I know it looked funny, whatever he did. I didn't get a good look at it. Ball's way inside. I don't know if he went on that.
I didn't think he did initially. Still not sure he did.
Well, the umpire, Laz Diaz, said he did, so down on strikes. It looked like he was going to start the swing, and he never really put the bat head out front, but he didn't sell it good enough.
Iglesias last night was 0 for 4 in his return to the Tigers lineup. Missed a couple of games on the bereavement list. Sometimes we tend to forget that these guys have families and family issues as well. As Iglesias lost his grandmother, and still through it all, you got to continue to play and do your job on a daily basis. So Iggy right now playing with a heavy heart. .258 batting average. Swing and a miss. He chased. They'll throw down to complete the strikeout, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cole. As we go to the top of the third here at the ballpark. And tomorrow the Tigers host the Twins at 7:10 p.m. Fans are invited to stay after the game for a fireworks spectacular. Only 5 fireworks shows remaining for 2017. 866-66-TIGER for more information. Or go to tigers.com if you'd like tickets either way.
Twins 4.5 back coming into today. They'll be in here trying to beat up in the Tigers. We'll have to get at them.
Tigers came in right now 4th in the Central. Cleveland, KC, Minnesota ahead of them in the standings. Little roller foul, 1-1. Craig Monroe joins us now from the dugout area. And Simo, the Tigers able to get the Cole in that first inning. What do you got on Verhagen, though? He has given up a couple of early runs in this game.
Verhagen doesn't look bad at all to me, guys. I feel like the fastball command has been okay. I think it could be better, though. And he's also mixing in a good breaking ball. So let's just see how the game progresses for young Drew Verhagen.
He's got the top of the lineup here. Marte, Frazier, McCutchen.
You can see Simo, he's cleaned up a bit over the last couple of days. What do you got going, Simo?
Well, I was trying to change my luck. The superstition thing said I needed to change it up. So I figured I'd clean up the beard. And Tigers won yesterday. Life is good.
There's another extra base hit down the line. He's going to take the turn and hold at second. And Marte has a double to get things started here in the third. That'll bring up Adam Frazier.
Yeah, he's got to watch his fastball. They're beating on it pretty good right there when he gets it out over the middle of the plate. Marte, he likes that heater. This ball's up and right down the middle. Tucks it into the corner. Jap's busy, isn't he?
It's been a busy afternoon so far for Upton. And we'll see if Frazier can advance the runner here.
You know he's going to be trying to.
High fly ball to left. Here comes Upton on the move. He'll get there, and that will not get the job done by Frazier. One gone.
Jap's loose. He's sweating.
We're talking about Simo and his new look, and apparently Simo would help you out and pick the stick yesterday.
Well, yes, it did. I'm not going to gloat today, guys. Thank you for poking the bear, though, because you woke me up. So Kinsler took care of me yesterday. I went with Mikey, my took today. I feel like the boys are just going to take care of me and get me back in this thing.
You know, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to take some credit for it because you were just sitting over there. You get your tail between your legs, and everybody's just nibbled at you a little bit. And you come right out at us, didn't you?
Yep. Just like I like it, Gib.
I don't know why us gentlemen do that, but we really like to needle people. You know, just kind of like stir them up a little bit. Like,
not sure I'd use the term gentleman, but okay. When you're talking about needling.
See, there goes Mario. He had to jump right in.
Jump right in. I love it.
You sound a little upset.
For some reason, I heard the rumors that you've changed with your demeanor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, well, he's definitely changed. I mean, he's really, really good at pick stick. He talks more trash than anybody. I mean, and he's good at it, guys. I mean, absolutely good at it.
Did you see what I did last night? I had a -2.
Well, that was just last night, Mario. I mean, you've had a great season so far.
I never knew he'd come out of his shell like that on a silly game like we play. Is it silly or is it important?
Oh, no, it's important.
Oh, no, it's silly.
Big M, it's really important all of a sudden because he wants he wants to win this competition.
Here's from a guy that stuck a unicorn on my.
Could you turn it around, please, so they can really no the other
23
way.
23 kg.
How's on the other side?
Big M. Terrible.
No, you two. I enjoy you two. You guys are comedy, man. You are funny.
Well, that might be a short list, but thank you. Appreciate it, Simo.
Yeah. I mean, y'all are.
Here's the 1-1. Instead, he'll bluff back to second.
Well, you know, back in the day, I was probably overly serious. So
really,
I was told a long time ago I should loosen it up sometimes. So sometimes maybe I go too far.
Ooh, that ball drilled but fouled down the left field line by McCutchen.
McCutchen likes that ball inside. He's throwing as a hanging breaking ball there, and he had the behind count fastball inside. He drilled that. So McCutchen's feeling good today. You can tell that he's seeing Verhagen very well.
Simo McCutchen was had 200 in May, and all of a sudden in June he hit over 400. I mean, he really has had the turnaround this year for them.
I really thought he was putting a little bit too much pressure on himself early in the season, hearing all the trade rumors, and I thought he let it get to him, and so he wanted to prove the Pirates wrong. And so I felt like he went to the batter's box trying to do way too much, big swings. And I'm glad to see him get back to controlling the things that he can control, because you can't control what the front office do. You can only control the way you play the game, and he's been a hell of a player at the major league level.
So there are some cases in your mind, as the Pirates started the runner and McCutchen is out, there are some cases where trade talks can get to you a little bit.
Well, I think there is some good occasions, guys. And when you're an MVP, you were drafted by the Pirates. You love playing for the Pirates.
Oh, boy. That ball is hit deep into right field, way back, and it's going to go. Home run for Josh Bell, who's having himself a tremendous rookie season, and he leaned into that one and got all of it.
Yeah, first pitch pass ball again, got too much at the plate, just like he did a little earlier, and he was aggressive on that. Boom. Two-run jack.
Mario's absolutely right. He absolutely leaned on this one, guys. He's a big fella, too. Look at the bat speed. Look at the bat side transfer to the front side. Get through it. Little Ken Griffey Jr. there at the end of it. Watch that. Okay.
Wow.
Did he lose grip on that bat?
No, I think that was all intentional, Gib.
I know.
He knew that was gone right away.
Yeah, that one felt good. He hardly felt it on the bat at all. When you hit it off the sweet spot, that's what it does.
Like Samson, though, the strength's in his hair.
There's a strike on Freeze, 0-2.
Did you say hair?
Yeah, look at that hair. That's beautiful.
We could only dream up here for that kind of hair. There's a ball high, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's any strength in hair up in the booth here.
Well, there's none down here in the camera well either, guys.
Yeah, but it seems like you look good, though.
Well, I just try hard. Maybe that's what it is.
2-2 now on Freeze. 2-run shot by Bell has given the Pirates a 4-2 lead.
Well, he's probably going to be bald when he's my age, too, so.
Well, for right now, he's enjoying his hair and his ability. He's got 3 RBIs in the game today.
And that was his 20th home run of the season, right?
Yep, you're right.
He's a rookie putting up those kind of numbers.
The chopper, third base side. Castellanos running scoop and safe at first. Hustling down the line. Freeze beats it out.
He's sniffing right there, right? Sniffing a knock.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're sniffing when you get that extra gear.
He got out of the box pretty good, too. Nick's coming in quickly. Well, that's close.
Looked like he might have got him.
This might be a better angle here. Hard to tell when
they're
the ball
go for it.
hit the interior of the glove, but the Tigers are going to challenge here.
Every time I see Brad do that, what do you think of?
When he puts his hand to his ears?
Yeah.
I don't think of anything. What do you think?
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs, yeah. Well, I don't know. This was an awfully close play. The Tigers already have won 1 challenge. Let's see.
See if we get another view here.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he probably got him, but I don't know if it's enough to overturn it.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Safe.
Safe. So the Tigers lose that challenge. It'll be an infield hit for Freeze. Really a pretty good play there by Nick, who charged that ball and got rid of it as quickly as he could.
It's kind of like a swinging bunt, you know. You see the big swing, and you're thinking this is going to be a bullet, but you know it's like a swinging bunt. Then you got to change directions, get forward on it. It's a hard read from where he's at, where Nick's at.
Look like we've got some action in the bullpen, guys. Looks like Sawpole. Maybe one getting loose.
Yeah, they've been a struggle so far for Verhagen. So you want to keep this game within range. Pittsburgh leads now 4-2. You have a runner on.
Command's off a little bit, leaving the baseball up. He really does good work when he keeps the ball south of the knees because he's got a good 2-seam fastball. It's heavy, running in on the righties, but he's elevated that pitch so far early in the contest.
Polanco had a double and scored a run back in the second. 4-2, Pirates have the lead. Ball 1.
And the thing is, the curveball, he hasn't really thrown it over for strikes too much. He has thrown it, but he's pretty much missed with it. And that makes the fastball, people start sitting on that pitch, and it's tough to do it.
Yeah, it makes it easier to eliminate pitches when you're in the batter box, when you recognize a pitcher can't control one particular pitch.
You guys, as hitters, love eliminating pitches, don't you?
You really do. The more pitches you can eliminate, I felt like the better chance I had to having some success.
Yeah, it helps you in that you can know when a pitch comes out, if it's not something, what it might be and where it might end up. That's what you want, not where it comes out. Where's it going to end up?
1-2 on Polanco. This guy has power as well. He hit 22 home runs last year for a Pirates outfielder we've talked a lot about. They're very athletic. They hit for average, hit for power.
So if this pitch started right here and it was a breaking ball, that's kind of what you'd be looking for if you recognize it as a breaking pitch. Now, the fastball, they seem to be on it because it's up. So again, if the ball starts right here and it's a breaking ball, it's going to break down out of the zone. If it starts out here, it's going to break to the middle of the zone.
Ball high, laid off, 2-2.
Verhagen has thrown 16 breaking balls, 10 of them for strikes. Leaves about 20-some fastballs.
Wave and a miss, and Polanco is out of there to end the inning. Pirates go ahead on the Bell home run. Here as we go to the bottom of the third at the ballpark. And here is Chevrolet's most dependable player when you look at most 3-hit games for a second baseman since 2014. There's only one guy more than Kinsler.
That's Altuve. Ian had 50 of them. See Robbie Cano, Pedroia, and Kipnis bring up the pack. What another.
Garrett Cole goes back to work. Now with a 2-run lead, spins in a breaking ball, strike one. Fly ball to right field for Kins in his first at bat. The 0-1 is a strike called on the outer edge, 0-2. Kinsler still walks up to Superstition by Stevie Wonder. It's his walk-up song, and it's been his walk-up song since he's been here. A lot of times guys will change that walk-up song, but Ian's been true to Stevie. Good tune.
What would you be if you had a walk-up song?
I have to ponder that.
Oh, Frank Sinatra or something?
Yeah, that might be good. The 1-2 is drilled but fouled down the left field line.
Gosh, I didn't even know I mean, do you think they listened to it on the way up? Their songs?
I don't know.
Simo.
Yes, sir.
Simo listened to
You
him.
had it, didn't you?
I had a couple good walk-up songs, I thought, anyway. They got me going.
Popped up. It'll be the first baseman Bell in foul ground.
Give me, mine had messages in it. It's going down, young jock. It's going down. Every time I walk in the batter's box, that wasn't the case, but in my mind, that's what I was thinking.
How about we are the champions?
We are the champions.
Overdone.
It's overdone?
Yeah, it couldn't be that. That's well, it was back in its day. Is not as a walk-up song, but they used to play that a lot in arenas and ballparks. Here's Matuk. Somebody once told me maybe your walk-up song should be Little River Band, Lonesome Loser.
Are you talking about yourself again?
Wow.
Wow.
Dig.
No, that's what. Yeah, it's me, not you.
We're gonna have to unlock the vault.
Don't wake him up, Mario.
I don't know.
About me.
That's pretty cruel. Guy's got some trophies.
Don't wake him up, please.
Did you hear what I said? I said me, not you.
That's perfect. Nah,
Look at his eye like you didn't really say that to me, did you?
Hey, bring it on, you know.
Here's the 1-1. That ball hit well to left field.
Well.
And how about that?
Well.
Mr. Matuk has a 2-hit game. That's a home run to make it 4-3. Simo, man, unreal. You're catching fire.
Better late than never. Look how beautiful that is. Breaking ball, hanging right over the heart of the plate. Mikey stays back really nice. Look at the backside and the hands work together, Gibby. That's beautiful when you're able to transfer your weight to the front side and generate that kind of backspin. And the ball gets out to left center.
That's one of those that leave your bat as a line drive and gets the backspin behind him and just carries on out of the park. Excellent.
Do it, Mike.
Got ourselves a slugfest here at the ballpark, 4-3.
It's the 23rd home run given up by Garrett Cole this year.
Jay up walking out of the box, takes a strike. 1-1. Meanwhile, Matuk just continues to rake.
Yeah, and the boy's been putting together some good at-bats against Garrett Cole, guys. This is not an easy task today. This guy is a bulldog. He's overpowering. I mean, he can be overpowering at times. He's got a nice little breaking ball mix that he mixes in there. I like the approach.
Yeah, breaking ball, slider,
Yeah.
and a change.
Started to turn things around at just about the start of the month of July. In June, his ERA was over 6, and then in July it was 2.25 for that month.
Look at about on the road. His last road starts, last 6. That's Formula Bull.
Now 3-2 on Upton. Cole is unique in that he was a first-round selection out of high school by the Yankees, but did not sign. He went to college instead. Most kids will not pass up that money. 3-2 is off the glove of the first baseman Bell down the line. And J-Up has himself a single.
Tell you what, Simo, J-Up is really going the other way with the ball. Well, here's a 2-strike approach. This is gas down and away. Right, that's maybe off the plate. Look at J-Up. Look how quick he gets to that. That's right off the sweet spot of the bat. It's a bullet.
It really is, Kevin. I love how the upper body, how it stayed square, how he stayed over the baseball and was able to get the hands out to create that angle that it takes to hit the ball that way. Nice piece. I mean, he's done that, like you said, all year long. And I think it has a lot to do with the way he works. I mean, we've well documented that he doesn't take batting practice on the field. Feels like he can create bad habits. He hits off the tee deep in his stance, and he works on just backside and line the hands and hips and hands to work.
That ball in the air to left field off the bat of Cabrera, going to be playable though, and caught by Frazier.
He broke his bat there. Yeah, that front shoulder of J-Up's not pulling off the ball as he has in the past, and the ball's away.
And the remnants of that bat being held by Cabrera.
Hit the ball right off the end of the bat, didn't he? Little slide piece. It looked like it had a crack in it before the at bat. Sometimes that happens. And the authenticators take the bat.
Castellanos a 2-run triple back in the first.
Up with the short lead over there. Sometimes you'll start off with the short lead, then increase it as your comfort level rises.
Nick looks at a strike.
Seems like the first pitch that he throws, Garrett Cole, is the slowest pitch at the plate, about 135, 1.4. He gets ahead, he seems to speed up a bit.
We're talking about Nick leading the league in triples now with a total of 9. Curtis Granderson back in 2007 led the league with 23 triples, which kind of puts into perspective the year Grandy had that year.
A lot of tucking and gliding, Simo.
Nick's this year in particular, he's running well. I mean, he really is. He's done a better job of cutting his angles, Gibby. I think, and I'm sure you did a lot of work with him in spring training, working on that.
J-Up trying to move up, and he's going to be safe.
Underway, Nick is much better. This is a very good read by J-Up. He knows he might see a breaking ball. Castellanos down with 2 strikes. As soon as it hits the ground, watch J-Up take off. Stewart's got to try and get the ball in front of him, and then throw has to be right on the money, but J-Up's off and in there safely. Look at J-Up up there. Watch, he immediately goes as soon as he sees it. J-Up can move pretty good. May not look like it, but he's got good speed, and I believe he leads the team with 10 stolen bases.
Wild pitch advanced him there, and now Nick a chance to tie it up with a base hit. Swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. Castellanos down on strikes. Tigers going to run back as Mikey Matuk continues his torrid pace. Solo shot, number 7 for Mikey. Back and forth affair. Mikey Matuk, big day, single homer. And now it's Verhagen back to the hill facing the bottom three, Rodriguez, Mercer, and Stewart. For the Pirates, who have scored in every inning so far in this game. Sean Rodriguez leads off the fourth. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Yeah, back and forth so far. Verhagen's got to have a clean inning here. Remember, the Tigers had somebody in the pin up behind him last inning. Already over 60 pitches in 3 innings. And we saw him talking to Richard Doobie. Hopefully he can get his mechanics together and breeze through this inning.
Bender had him fooled, but it stayed inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ground ball to short, right at Iglesias. Sharply hit, but he's there for the out. 1 gone. That'll bring up Jordy Mercer. Pirates have gotten the leadoff man on in the last 2 innings, so Verhagen keeping Rodriguez off the base paths. Mercer flying out to right field his first time up. Bender drops in for a strike. Tigers have done some really good work in interleague play here at home since 2004. They're 90-37 against the National League at home. Although when you look at the numbers overall this year, they have not been as good in interleague play. Tigers are 5-8. Here's the 1-1. Seems like every year, guys, we hear, all right, has interleague play played out? Has it run its course? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's good. I don't see how anybody can say they don't like to see the other teams line drive right to Romy. You know, how's it hurting the game? They play within their division enough as it is. They play, what, 19 times, everybody in their division? Unless they were going to go back to more of a balanced schedule around the country, I could go for that. But I guess the one thing you could say that maybe is not fair is kind of the draw, but it is luck of the draw. It's just the way it is. You still get to make up your ground, as I say, within your division.
Here is Stewart. That almost hit him. Ball 1.
Guys, I like the DH. Speaking about the DH in the National League, what's your thoughts on that, Gibby?
I like it the way it is, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, it poses a bit of something interesting when you get to the World Series, but that's why I like playing for something in the All-Star game for home field advantage. You know, so I you know, it all works. You know, in reality, the game, they're trying to make it better. They're trying to make it good for the fans. It all works, and really, when the fans speak, it seems like baseball tries to accommodate the best they can.
Well, I just look at the injuries of the pitchers, and I mean, you have to call it like it is. You talk about the money that they warrant because they impact the game so heavily. You want to protect them, and I think in the batter's box, guys can maybe take big swings, pull an oblique, hurt a shoulder, and next thing you know, they're out 6-8 weeks. And they're more valuable on the mound for your team.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the pitchers in general.
Right, in general, yes.
You know, I mean, you could do that. Your DH could do that too, though. You know, you have an extra guy, and that could happen to anybody. I mean, you're not going to be able to. I think when you look at trying to protect people, getting hit in the face and stuff, or pitchers getting hit in the head, yeah, that makes sense to me. But as far as I think preventing those types of injuries really comes from what you do before, after, and during the game, and your maintenance, your own personal maintenance. We now know that. Back in the day, maybe not so much. Tigers are getting in a little bit of a trouble right here. 2 men on, 2 out. Got to close this inning out.
And the bullpen's starting to work again. Soppold was warming up earlier in the game. And he's up again as Rich Doobie comes out now to buy some time.
He should be pretty loose. It's one of the things, any bullpen around the league, if you want to watch something interesting, just watch how much guys throw in the bullpen if you're in the ballpark. I, in general, think that you have to really monitor how much a guy throws. They tend to throw more than they need to throw because they get 8 pitches when they come into the game. And I think it has a cumulative effect as the year goes on. It all stacks up and you kind of like you use your bullets in the bullpen when you're going to need them on the diamond when you get to August or you get to September or October.
Here's Frazier now with 2 on and 2 out. So if you got a guy up for the 3rd time in the game, you had to get him in pretty much, didn't you?
Yeah, or he'd be done unless you got into 20-inning game.
That'll get away from McCann, advancing the runners. 2nd and 3rd now for the Pirates.
I don't know what happened right here, but you know, this is a ball I want to try and keep in front of yourself. This is how these little 2-out situations. He just looks like he pulled a fastball. That's pretty hard. You can see it hit the plate and change direction. Really nothing McCann could do right there. Just totally not expecting that ball over there to bounce right on the edge of the plate.
Ball 2 to Frazier. 2-out singles by Stewart and Marte, giving the Pirates a scoring chance.
I mean, you want to go after Frazier. You don't want McCutchen, who's on deck.
Missed inside. Fastball did not hit its spot. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, if he walks him, he's going to have to get him out of here. And Soppold is going to have to be careful because McCutchen will be ready on the first pitch.
And there's a strike. 3-1. Frazier a triple and a flyout. He has scored a run. Slice to left center field down, a base hit. It's going to get 2 runs in. Mikey slides down there in the warning track, pulls it back in, but it's going to be a double and 2 RBIs. A 2-out double to knock Verhagen out of the game. And so Warren Soppold coming in a wall side windows pitching change, and we'll be back. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. Charlie Blackmon has had himself a year over in the National League. 44 home runs since August of last year. He's been great.
Yeah, he has. He's really come on.
How about the Dodgers, man? 80 wins?
Yeah, quickest to 80 in franchise history. We had something with a grand slam last night versus Kansas City. Yadier Molina, second most by a catcher in Cardinals history.
Here is Warwick Soppold coming in now for the Tigers. He'll face McCutchen. 2 runs in, 2 outs. Runner at second.
Yeah, the inning started well. Ground out, a fly out, and now 3 straight hits and 2 runs for the Pirates.
Strike 1 on McCutchen. Stewart singled, Marte singled, and Frazier doubled after a wild pitch. McCutchen is 0 for 1 with a walk.
He looks quick inside.
That'll find the seats. 0-2 on McCutchen.
Boy, Miggy really hustling down that line. That ball was deep, getting loose.
Verhagen goes 3 2/3. He needs help from Soppold here in the 4th. Warwick has been good lately out of the Tigers bullpen. That'll miss up and in.
There's Josh Bell on deck. Now the Tigers now down 6-3. It gets frustrating. Pirates scored 1, 1, 2, and 2. You got to pick yourself up. Can't mail it in right now. You got to find a way to make a play.
Went around. Strike 3 called on McCutchen. That'll end the inning, but the Pirates get 2 more.
Deep game break, taking you back to last night's Cardinals-Royals game. Yadier Molina at the plate, distracted by something. Oh, it was a kitty cat. Kitty cat wants nothing to do with Lorenzo Cain. Continues to go about his business. That is groundskeeper Lucas Hackman who picks it up, and that's when the teeth sink in. Oh, those little varmint. Sharp teeth and claws. Well, once they resume business, Yadier Molina, unfazed, promptly hits a grand slam. The Cardinals would take the lead and go on to win the game, so naturally they have tabbed that kitty cat, rally cat in St. Louis. So it turns out, after Lucas Hackman, that groundskeeper, put down the cat to get his bites and scratches treated, the cat was picked up by some woman in the stadium who claimed it was hers. She eventually left the stadium with it. But now the cat is missing. Apparently the cat, she didn't keep track of it the rest of the night. This is all based on a statement released by the Cardinals this afternoon. They are going to re-establish their wild animal protocol there at the ballpark and decide what they're going to do with any kind of varmints that may run out on the field. In the meantime, I think there's an all-points bulletin out for Rally Cat in St. Louis, so that they're desperately trying to track that feline down because obviously it brought the Cardinals and Yadier Molina good luck last night. So the story not over yet, guys.
I got nothing for that.
No.
Although I wouldn't say that a cat is wildlife, as Mickey put it.
There are feral cats, Mario.
Yeah, but that's like
cats.
a common house
There are
cat.
wild cats.
That was a wild beast. Did you see that thing? Sabertooth.
There's a base hit to right field for Victor Martinez. Well, you always go back to 1984, and this is what it reminded me and a lot of folks of. Remember this, the Kingdom?
Yeah.
That cat just cruising around.
Just cruise over there and get it, right?
Look at this guy.
Oh, nice kitty. Nice kitty. Here, baby. Ah.
Oh!
Nice kitty. Oh, man.
And history repeats itself.
It does.
Guys, I'm more of a dog guy, but I respect the cat lovers, but I'm more of a dog lover.
Guys, you want to pick up the cat by the scruff of the neck. It's okay to grab. That's where their mothers carry them when they're kittens. They can't bite you that way. They can't sink their claws into you. So if you're ever attempting to pick up one of those wild cats, Mario, scruff of the neck.
Mickey, you like cats?
I do. I have a cat.
You have a cat?
I do.
What's the cat's name?
Cat and a dog. The cat's name is Ozzy. Oswald.
Ozzy, I like it.
Nice. There's a drive in the air to center field. McCutchen is on the move. He'll get there. And Martinez will head back.
Now, this is true wildlife here. You know, I tend to go around and I capture things that are relaxing. So people watch TV at night.
Oh boy.
Who went on vacation?
What is this?
Some fresh turkeys. That's true wildlife right there. Can't catch them.
The scary thing is we have the thing queued up ready to go. That's the scary thing.
Well, we drop them in now and then.
Here is Romine now. Bouncing ball to second. This should be 2. There's a 4, a 6, and a 3. Double play. That'll end the inning. So much for the wildlife. No rally wildlife here. Top of the 5th inning here at the ballpark. Well, what do we have here, Simo? What's going on?
Well, what we have here is Josh Bell's hair.
So
is that what we're looking at?
This is Josh Bell's hair here.
This is our no hair.
And this
That's just wrong.
So Bell's got more hair probably right now hanging on his uniform than all three of us combined.
But he's a youngster.
So what you're saying is, in a couple of years, just wait?
Well, it's possible. You may want to shave some of it off. You get tired of it, right? It takes you. How long does it take you to get ready?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never timed it. That's in the shallow left field, and it's going to be caught. Man, Iglesias making one of those patented plays.
And you totally expected him to make that catch as he's going out. Seen it several times this year. He has great routes, great hand-eye coordination. This is not an easy play.
He makes it look easy, though, Gibby.
Look at, he looks over the back of his head and just has the ability to reach out. And J-Up knows he's got it. Many times when you're an outfielder, you've got to call that infielder off, and he's seen it before as well.
One out now, and here is David Freeze. I mean, it's to the point now where Iglesias makes that play, and it just looks like it's a routine pop-up, and that's really a difficult play.
Yeah, leaving his mark, and he made a play the other day on the one up the middle. You remember that one? The reverse pivot.
Yeah, great play.
And reminded me a lot of Alan Trammell's. We did a little digging on that as well. A good guy to emulate. He played here for over 20 years, and these are the kind of plays that get you out of these big innings.
So instead of the leadoff man aboard, you've got a one out, nobody on. Freeze had an infield single in his last at bat.
Yeah, he was digging.
3-1 on Freeze.
Yeah, Iglesias, you know, he's still a pretty young player, and he's just continues to develop, continue to display his abilities, and find ways to make plays.
Here's ball 4. It'll be a one-out walk.
Well, let's take a look. Here's a flashback to Tram, ball up the middle. This is what it reminded me of the other day, that little reverse pivot after you do it so many times. Well, the other night, this is the first time I've seen Iglesias do it. Same thing. That's not an easy play
right
there, huh?
Oh, great comparison, Gibby. Look at Tram doing it.
That Gibby connection there, courtesy of 1-800-CALL-SAM. Pulling around out of the archives there.
Got that off the VHS tape.
Polanco fouls it back. I was talking to Iglesias yesterday, and I asked him, is this the best defensive year you have had in your career? And he didn't think so. He said, I think I'm getting more chances to make more spectacular plays this year, but he thinks he's been pretty steady these the last couple of years as well. Not much different than this year. He's just got more opportunities to flash his skills.
Well, and he likes making those plays. He obviously can make the routine play, but when you make those plays, it makes you feel good, because not a lot of people can do it, and you hear the crowd on those deals too.
Yeah.
And you even amaze yourself. So it's a good feeling to expand what your capabilities are. It's the best play you ever made in your career, Simo.
Well, Gibby, that put me on the spot and make me think a little bit.
It's off the glove of Cabrera. Can he run it down in time? Yes, he got it.
Good recovery there.
They're going to look at it, though. The Pirates want to see if Polanco was able to beat the throw.
Good job of the pitcher getting over there as well. I mean, that's a bullet, Miggy. Oh.
Nope. He might have beat that. And it looks like they are going to challenge this.
Ball came up right there. Yeah, I think he might have beat that one. This will tell the story. Yeah, it's going to be overturned.
This will be our third review of the afternoon. So we'll see if it ends up being an infield hit for Polanco.
And we're in the 5th inning. third review.
Safe. Call this overturned. We'll put 2 on now with 1 out and bring up Sean Rodriguez.
Inning started. Josh Bell pop out to Iglesias, then walk David Freese. Polanco. It's going to be a hit, I imagine.
It is a hit, infield single. That'll be 10 hits now for the Pirates, and even 10. Rodriguez singled 1 in back in the second. Pirates have scored in every inning so far, and they're threatening again here in the 5th. Ball 1. Pirates are 3 out of 6 with men in scoring position in this game.
Rodriguez usually pretty aggressive, so you want to make a good borderline pitch, see if you can't get a double play.
Popped up. Shallow right field. Kinsler back. Romine in. It's going to be Romine, and there are 2 gone. That'll leave it up to Mercer. Guys, we were talking about great defense. From an outfield perspective, what did you guys enjoy doing more? Making a good running catch or throwing somebody out at a base? Simo, you go first.
I think I enjoyed diving and making plays more so than throwing guys out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to lay it out, rob a home run.
Yeah, that's always fun when you can go up on the wall and get it. I didn't have a strong arm, so when I did throw somebody out, or I was part of getting into the relay, I think that's what I really enjoyed. Because, of course, we were throwing it to Tram and Lou Whitaker. Those guys were so good at turning that ball over so quick. Sparky really did a good job of shoring up one of my weaknesses, or our outfield's weaknesses, and make sure that we always hit that cutoff man on the glove side. If you look at when a relay comes into an infielder, is it bounced? Is it over his head? Is it on the hand, the arm side, or is it on the glove side? If they get to that glove side, those middle infielders can do great things with the ball.
Good communication too, Gibby, on that fly ball there that Romine called off Kinsler on.
Yeah.
And guys don't think so, but the outfielder has priority over the infielders, and there's a lot of communication that goes on between the infield and the outfield, and you have to be loud. Obviously, there's about 30-some thousand people here, so it gets loud on a pop-up, but I like the communication there. Kinsler's supposed to go as long as he can, as far out as he can, until the outfielder calls him off. It was perfect.
Then you got to trust him, because if you're coming hard as an outfielder, that infielder hears he's got to peel off. Can't be spooking each other. I did get into one outfield collision when I first got sent down to the minor leagues in '79, and it was a knee problem, but you got to gain that trust.
Chop to the shortstop. Iglesias running scoop. Quick throw. Got him. Inning over. Well, 2 of the great defenders in the history of the Tigers. Tram, Iglesias showing off their wares. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Fifth inning, and the Tigers battle the Twins this Saturday at 6:10. Save on great seats with the new weekday value package for tickets. Hot dogs, chips, and drinks all for just $29 per person. Go to Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. Florida's biggest Tigers fans right there. Congratulations on that. Yeah, it might be an official designation. A lot of Tigers fans in Florida. Of course, the Tigers train in Lakeland.
Yeah, you want to get out of Lakeland now. It's so hot down there. And the weather here has been outstanding, really good for baseball. I don't know if the Tigers have had a rain out in a while here, or even a delay. This has been a perfect week and a perfect day for a come from behind victory.
Here is Iglesias to get things rolling here in the fifth. Garrett Cole goes to work, spins up a breaking ball strike. Iggy struck out in the second. Ball one, 1-1 on Iglesias.
Iggy went away on the bereavement list for what, 3 days, and when you come back, it's you don't have any baseball practice or anything, so it takes you a little bit to get back in the rhythm of things. Strike out in the second. Here we go again. See if he can't get on track.
2-2. He'll be followed by Kinsler and then the red hot Mikey Matuk.
Kind of like when you go away from All-Star games. Simo, did you find that it was hard after 2 or 3 days being away from the game?
I did, Gibby. It's tough, I think, especially for a hitter, because you work on rhythm and timing so much. Getting in a good hitting position early enough to where you can make good decisions. And I did feel like when I had a few days off, fastballs were getting on me a little bit quicker than I wanted them to.
That'll be a leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter. And we check in now with Trevor Thompson.
Guys, next weekend across the majors, it is Players Weekend, and they get to wear different colored uniforms, accessories, and show their personality. And some of these guys will be wearing different nicknames on the back of their jerseys. We talked with Alex Wilson before the game. He and Justin Wilson were going to go as Dale and Brennan from Step Brothers, but then Justin got moved, so that meant that Alex had to come up with a brand new nickname. He won't go with Dale. He's going to go with Snake Farm. That's his walkout song, a country song that he says fits his personality. But some of these guys have some very creative nicknames. Bootsy will be what Ian Kinsler rolls with next weekend.
And Kinsler right now grinding one to the shortstop, and a nice pick down there at first base to complete the double play.
That's 2 innings in a row. You get the leadoff guy on, raced on a double play.
I heard Trevor talking with, or talking about Kinsler on the pregame show about Bootsy, which I think is a really cool nickname that Kinsler is using. It's kind of a tribute to Ron Washington in their days back in Texas, when Ian broke his foot and had to wear a walking boot for a while, and I guess Wash just kept calling him Bootsy.
He said he really liked that nickname, and it stuck when he was in Texas. Now Lloyd McClendon calls him that. A couple other guys inside the clubhouse call him that.
Really? I hadn't even heard it.
I hadn't heard it either. The ironic thing, or I guess the funny thing is, my wife's nickname is Bootsy, so I thought it was maybe a female thing, but I stand corrected. There's Bootsy Collins. He was a pretty good musician.
Yeah, there you go.
Trev, do you have a favorite of the nicknames there?
Well, Mikey Matuk wanted to go with Jedi. I would really have liked that, but copyright law would not allow him to do that because of Star Wars. So he is going with Step Brothers as well. He is Nighthawk. That's one of the more popular ones going around the room. Nighthawk.
It'll be a fun weekend. Players showing their individuality. And
so what would yours be, Trev?
Just going with simple double T. That's all I've been called. But Justin Upton, instead of J Up, wanted to go with Frosty and couldn't because of Frosty the Snowman, if you believe that.
You'd be
I don't get it.
You'd be double T.
Yeah, double T. It's pretty simple.
Mario?
Well, because of my last name, a lot of kids in college and high school used to call me Amoeba. So I'd probably put an amoeba in back of my shirt. There's
Amoeba.
In SEMO, you'd probably be SEMO, right?
No, they told me I couldn't go with SEMO. I would have to go with Keystone. I really wanted Ricky Bobby. That was my alias on the road. Ricky Bobby, if you're not first.
Is that right?
Yeah, Talladega Nights.
That was your alias?
Yeah, that was my alias on the road. Ricky Bobby.
Oh, I had a few of those as well.
What about you, Gibby?
Gibby, yeah, what about you? You're not going to just rock Gibby. I know they've got something more creative up your sleeve.
I'd probably say Hooter.
Hooter.
Hooter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that because you like Hooters wings?
Yeah,
it wasn't Hooters, it was Hooter.
All right, Simo, we'll see you on postgame, my friend.
All right, if you're not first, you're last, boys.
On Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, go for thrilling drives and deals at the Chevy Summer Drive. Chevrolet, find new roads. Tigers have some work to do here this afternoon. They're down 6-3. And the Pirates coming up here in the 6th with Stewart, Marte, and Frazier.
Well, Castellanos going to want to. Stewart will drop one down. He's a good bunter. You should be up in here. Make sure that you discourage it. Not a great hitter, but he's a smart bunter.
Right on cue. He popped it up though and fouled it away. Well, he was just kind of begging for it, wasn't he? Because Costi was so deep.
Yeah. I mean, we learned our lesson years ago from Stewart. It's just one of his deals. If he sees the third baseman back, he's going to drop it down. He's also squeezed bunt. I don't know how many times in his career, but he's a good squeeze bunt guy if you need to do that within a game. When he's with the Giants, Bruce Bochy used to use him for that many times.
Stewart is well traveled. You mentioned the Giants. Also has played with San Diego, Texas, White Sox, Yankees. He's carved out an 11-year big league career.
Good catcher. Catch and throw guy, they call him. Bats a little light.
Popped up shallow left field. Iglesias back, Upton in. Matuk as well, but it's Jay up. One away. Today's game is on AFN, the American Forces Network, now in its 75th year of broadcasting to American military personnel overseas and in more than 170 countries and naval ships at sea. Welcome to those watching today, and thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Here is Starling Marte, the Pirates leadoff man. He's had a good day, single, double, 2 runs scored. He'll drop down a bunt. Foul, though.
Now they're up 6-3, and they're just still trying to get on base. Tigers have struggled in the last couple innings. Garrett Cole had a 19-pitch inning into the third. Then he went to a 7-pitch and then an 8-pitch. So he's had 2 back-to-back good innings. Tigers hitting into 2 double plays in the last 2. So I don't know if he's making better pitches or we're not being as selective, but got to try and get out of this inning, get on track, get Garrett Cole out of this game after scoring some runs.
Well, Cole this year has never gone more than 7. That has been the most that he's thrown in any game this year. Outside 1-2 on Marte. Pirates have 6 runs, 10 hits. Tigers have 3 runs on 6 hits. Soppold had to come on in the 4th. He threw a scoreless 5th. Way outside 2-2.
It's almost like the other way around from last night's game. Pirates pitchers struggled. Nothing came easy. It's being that way for the Tigers today. Soppold, he's been used with some length so far this year. They hope they can keep holding down the Pirates.
Mahtook handles this one, and there are 2 gone. Couple of fly ball outs here in the 6th. They'll bring up Frazier.
Soppold used on August 3rd, 6th, 8th, and what's this, the 10th?
It is. Frazier's had a great day, double, triple. He has knocked in 2 and scored a run.
Got to believe this may be his last inning. Threw over 4 innings in his last outing.
The 5th inning was the first inning today. The Pirates did not score. Outside 1-1. Frazier played his college ball in Mississippi State. They had a good team there, a good squad in 2013, which produced a couple of big leaguers. That's in the air to center field, and Mahtook cruising over to make the catch. Going to be a 1-2-3, 6th inning for Soppold.
Dad played tonight?
Yeah.
What? How good did he play?
Super good.
You say hi to everybody at home or good night to everybody at home?
Yeah.
Say good night.
Good night.
Good job.
In the movies and TV, they say you can never go wrong with kids and puppies, and little Liam Castellanos was proof positive of that last night in the post-game show after his dad had 5 runs knocked in. He's added 2 more today. Perhaps there'll be a couple of ducks on the pond for him this inning as the Tigers take the bat against Garrett Cole, guys.
Little Liam proud of his daddy, and with good reason. Big night last night for Castellanos. Tigers need to get some work done here, down by 3. J-Up leads it off in the bottom of the 6th. That'll slide outside. 2-0 now on Upton. Single and a strikeout for J-Up.
Yeah, Tigers need runners, down by 3. You can see Garrett Cole's had hardly any pitches he's had to throw in either of the last 2 innings. So you got to try and disrupt him, disrupt his rhythm, get somebody on base, get him out of the stretch.
Upton, Cabrera, Castellanos, middle of the Tigers lineup here in the 6th.
That tells you how good his stuff is.
Popped up. Second base side for Rodriguez. Instead, it's Bell who makes the catch. 1 out here, the 6th. Sports fans, don't miss out on the 2017 Michigan Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It's coming up Friday, September 15th at the Maxim Fisher Music Center. Be there as legends like Dennis Rodman, Jalen Rose, Jim Leland, and more take their place in Michigan sports history. For more info or for tickets, visit mshof.org. Now Cabrera with 1 out. Miggy looks at a ball outside, 1-0.
Now J-Up's been a hot hitter for the Tigers. 2-1 pitch, pretty much looking fastball. Swung through that, and then the 2-2 pitch pops it up to second. Kind of tells you that Garrett Cole's stuff has really got it locked in. He's got a lot of explosiveness, good angles on his breaking pitches, good late movement on all pitches.
We mentioned earlier that Cole was a first-round selection of the Yankees out of high school, decided to bypass that Pro Bowl opportunity, went to UCLA, and then later drafted in the first round by the Pirates 3 years later. Here's the 1-2. And he mentioned listening to an interview that Alex Rodriguez did when Alex said that he had wished that he had gone the college route instead of signing right out of high school as a pro, because he missed out on a lot of developmental years. Now obviously it worked out well for A-Rod, but they kind of stuck with Cole and he wanted the college experience.
Well, I think we'd all agree college is one of the better times of life. That's paint right there. Just look at that whole sequence. Not even fair from Miguel. But I would agree. I wouldn't give up going to college for anything. But look at this ball, just tails back right on the corner. See Stewart framing it in. He gets the call from Las Diaz.
6 strikeouts for Cole now. 2 gone for Castellanos. Nick, a 2-run triple and a strikeout. High pop up right side of the infield, and again it's going to be Bell, and it's going to be another easy inning for Garrett Cole.
7th inning. Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Drew Verhagen coming back for the Tigers in a spot start where Michael Fulmer has struggled, found the middle of the plate too much. There's Josh Bell right there. He went yard on him, but just unable to get the balls on the corners of the plate, and then he elevated as the game went on. Only going 3 2/3 innings, did have 9 hits, 6 runs, a strikeout, and he gave up 1 home run, did walk 1. And Sophold is still trying to hold down the fort. Tigers still in it, 6-3, but Garrett Cole is knuckling down.
Warwick has gone 2 1/3 so far. Came on in the 4th inning in place of Verhagen. 1 ball, 1 strike on McCutchen.
That's what you're looking for when you get behind in the game, and there's 2 1/3 innings, only 1 hit, a walk and a strikeout. You need Sophold to hold the Pirates, and hopefully the Tiger hitters can get to Garrett Cole, who's been dominating here in the last 3 innings.
It'll be McCutchen, Bell, and Freeze facing Sophold. Here's his 35th pitch. Tomahawk foul down the line. Well, Cole has been as expected, I would think, Gibby. I mean, he had some rough spots early on in the game, giving up the triple to Castellanos and the homer to Montuk, but pretty much has slammed the door since.
Yeah, last 3 innings totally slammed the door. Tigers had action in the 1st and the 3rd innings. Other than that, 1, 2, 3, had a walk and a double play in the 5th. Couldn't get anything going there. So Cole's made his pitches when the Tigers have gotten runners on.
2-2. Back up the middle, Iggy able to get it on a line drive. McCutchen is out, 1 gone.
Got a good jump on that ball. Did Iggy. When you're the middle infielder, you can see the sign, you know what pitch is coming. You can see him up there in the top left of your screen. You kind of get a lean going, get you a head start and making the catch. You know, alignment is so much for any of these teams, and I was just looking at some numbers. The Pirates have been very good at it, and I talked to Clint Hurdle about it. He said it took him a while. He had to buy into the analytics, and eventually they figured it out. The Tigers, on the other hand, have not had good success even when they do shift. So that's something you're always trying to tweak. You have to understand how to analyze the data and position your players.
Little pop-up shallow center field. Iglesias can't get it. Just out of his reach. It'll be a bloop single for Bell.
Boy, he really got after that. You know, it used to be a ball up the middle was a base hit every time. Look at Iglesias, almost makes a great catch right here. This ball's right up the middle. Gets a good start on it, just misses it. But anything on the ground now up the middle is always an out. Look at Bell, he's thinking not again.
Yeah, it was Iglesias that ran down his pop-up with his back to the infield in his last at bat. Iggy just couldn't get that one. We'll make it 11 hits now for the Pirates. David Freeze will stand in. Strike 1 to Freeze. We're in the 7th, 6-3. Pirates have the lead. Final game of the season between these two ball clubs. Tigers have the Twins coming in next for a 3-game weekend series.
Josh Bell's having a pretty good series, 4 for 7 here, indeed, since playing 2 games with the Tigers.
Pirates will be on their way to Toronto while the Twins come into town here. 0-2 on David Freeze.
Warwick Sophold, lots of cutters. Fastball cutter, late breaking.
There is action now in the Tigers bullpen. Edward Mujica beginning to tune up. One and two on Freeze. Swing and a miss, got him to go fishing. Two gone.
Pitch on the outside part of the plate, probably a cutter. See it just cut just late off the plate. Kind of fell off the mound. See him ducking, he thought he might be coming up the middle. Nevertheless, two down.
Always admired guys like Soppold who really come out of the bullpen and do, I guess to put it succinctly, the dirty work, where they have to come in after maybe the starter gets hit around a little bit, and it's their job to make sure nothing else happens. Now, if they get blown up, well, you know, the starter gave up a lot of runs, so nobody seems to care or notice. But when they're able to really shut down the opposing offense, it becomes more noticeable, and Soppold has done great work.
Thing about it is, who do you bring in to do that job? You know, you're down by 3 runs, you're not out of the game. It's not a mop-up duty, but you have to have a good mentality. And you know, that's been one of Bruce Rondon's problems this year, is accepting the different scenarios you might be brought into. He doesn't really understand that yet, and I know the Tigers have done a lot of work to try and get him to understand. Like, you know, you have a manager and a pitching coach, and they're going to put you in situations where you can succeed, but you have to have that same will and want to succeed. He hasn't been able to do that on a consistent basis yet. You have to be accountable. You know, you get the phone rings, you get up, you get ready as soon as you can, you get your 8 pitches, and you get outs. You want to question anything, that goes after the game.
Strike called. 2-1 now on Polanco. Soppold came in the 4th inning after a 2-run double by Frazier. He's given up a couple of singles. One of them was an infield hit and a walk, and that's been it. Little pop-up foul back out of play. 2-2 on Polanco.
Polanco's got such good reach. He had the double there in the 2nd inning, ended up scoring a run. Tigers tried to get him on the ball off the plate, running off the plate. He just, that long reach, just reached right on it. Double and a single.
We'll count on 3-2, and with 2 outs, the runner will start. That's Bell at first. Cabrera motioning that he's playing behind the runner.
Get out of this inning. Let's get some action going. Get this crowd alive.
When it goes on 3-2 and it's hammered down the line. That ball is hooking though and foul.
.86 mile an hour on the pitch. Polanco well out in front.
And with the runner going, had that ball stayed fair, he would have scored.
Yeah, that's a kind of an interesting decision you have to make, because you give that runner at first base extra time to get going and possibly score. At the same time, when you play Miggy behind the runner, you can pick a ball you wouldn't normally pick. If he's holding, he's not going to cover as much range.
In the air to left for Upton, going to the warning track to run it down. Side retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Tigers down by 3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Martinez, McCann, Romine facing Garrett Cole. And Victor looks at ball 1. Tigers have not scored in the last 3 innings.
Cole has been very good and getting better.
Victor a single and a pop-up. And he shoots that one foul. First base side, 1-1. Tigers today have been out hit 11-6.
You can see they're shifting this time. But Victor got 1 hit through here last time, so let's hope he can do it again.
High fly ball center field. McCutcheon cruising back, and Victor is out. That is Marte rather in center field. 1 gone here in the 7th, and Garrett Cole's nickname rather is going to be pretty fun here in about a week when they have the Players Weekend. Coltrane's pretty good.
Coltrane. So they're playing off of an old TV show, music show.
All rise for Aaron Judge. Now, of course, we figured that. How about PTBNL? Player to be named later for Josh Fegley. Some pretty good ones.
Butsy.
And Blue Eye for Max Scherzer.
Yeah, I can understand that one. If you don't know, he's got 2 colored eyes. One is blue. So a little bit of creativity coming out of the. Watch
look
that.
out. Bat going into the crowd. And McCann is going to be safe at first base.
Didn't even know the ball was in fair. We all watched it go into the stands. That was a missile. James running hard. Ooh.
He may have been out.
James, catcher. You can see him running hard down the line. They're gonna review it.
Give me on that play, do you think he had more time to pick the ball out of his glove and get more on the throw, or not?
I think it took a funny bounce. It had some spin on it or something. But as a base runner as well, you know when the bat goes flying into the stands, I bet you Bell's eyes maybe followed the bat for a second, didn't get a good read, it didn't look. You gonna be out?
Yeah, he actually did barehand that ball and actually take it out of his glove. Yeah,
he's gonna be out.
Yeah, I think he is gonna be out. It looked like the ball touched the interior of the glove before the foot hit the bag. It's going to be a quick one, apparently. Yeah, he's out.
Was that 5? 5 reviews today?
3, 4, 4 reviews, right?
And how many reversed?
1? No, yeah, 2. This would make 2.
It's more than that, isn't it? The first one. 3 or 4?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Doesn't happen very often.
Romine fouls it back.
You see the early swings by the Tigers tells you that they don't want to get deep in the count against Garrett Cole right now.
The 0-1. Contos warming up in the Pirates pen. We've seen him a couple times in this series.
Lots of sliders, Mr. Contos.
Swing and a miss. Romine is gone. 1-2-3 inning. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. Drew Verhagen gives up the home run to Josh Bell in the 3rd inning. Mikey Montauk comes back in the 3rd inning. Then after a couple of singles, 2-out singles, Adam Frazier with the big knockout double and scores a couple. Tigers now trail 6-3.
So we're on our way to the 8th inning on a gorgeous afternoon here in the Motor City, wrapping up this series. And we have a new right-hander coming in for the Tigers, then a wall side windows pitching change. It'll be Edward Mujica.
And Mujica's been getting a lot of action since he's come up from AAA Toledo. It's his 4th game, does have a hold. Trying to get that ERA down. 5 strikeouts, has not walked a batter yet.
Gave up a couple of runs against the Orioles 2 appearances ago, but in his last appearance on the 8th, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, no damage. And that's fouled away by Sean Rodriguez, who gets it started here in the 8th. One for 3, a single and an RBI. Mujica will face the bottom of the order. Rodriguez, Mercer, Stewart. Like he went. Nope, did not. Says Larry Vanover. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hopefully Mujica throws like softball.
In the air to left field, hit pretty deep. Upton going back to the wall. He's not going to get it. It's gone. Sean Rodriguez, his 4th home run of the season, a solo shot to lead off the 8th.
That's a hanger right there. That's a slider. Rodriguez has a good length on the swing. Hits it out of the park. That ball's just spinning, doesn't do a lot, not very sharp, and Rodriguez all over it.
2nd home run of the ball game for the Pirates. The other belongs to Bell. G-Up just ran out of room.
Yeah, that ball's really traveling to left field. If you can get it in the air.
Jordy Mercer looks at a strike. 12 Pirates hits in this game. Now they lead 7-3.
And the Tigers really looking for a way to shore that bullpen up. Has been struggling all year.
The trade of Justin Wilson has kind of moved everybody up in that pen. Shane Green now the new closer. Jammed in that time. 1-2. Joe Jimenez has been called up. He's gotten a couple of opportunities. Mujica called up. You know, the one guy that's really pitched well is lefty Daniel Stumpf.
He has pitched well.
Bouncing ball to second, and Kinsler has it there. Tigers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. One away for Chris Stewart, the number 9 hitter. Couple of pop-ups and a single for Stewart. Scored a run back in the 4th. In there, a strike called.
This game kind of a quiet game for the crowd. After the early runs by the Tigers, not a lot going on. Feel a little frustration setting in.
Tigers gave up a run in the 1st, but they came right back. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 1st when Castellanos tripled in 2 with 2 outs. And Matuk hit a home run in the third, but they've trailed most of the afternoon.
Pirates have tacked on since then, though, and the Tigers have not.
Ground ball, Miggy, nice backhanded play. 2 gone.
Good play by Miggy right there. I like it when you take it themselves. When you have a throw over to the pitcher, it's always dangerous. Somebody can get hurt or the ball can be dropped. Miggy, good drop step right there. Looks it into his glove. You see Mojica is over there, but Miggy takes it himself.
For all of the attention that Cabrera gets as a hitter, defensively, he is pretty solid down there at first base.
He's been good. He's got soft hands. You know, one of the things I thought about occasionally, he played third base, right?
Right.
For many years, and now he's been moved over to first base. I don't ever see him taking ground balls over there, but throw him over there occasionally. Would it be fun? Maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. Certainly, if I was the manager, I'd talk to him about it if it was an idea. To try and kind of keep guys fresh, and Miggy has struggled a bit this year, so.
We were in Kansas City earlier this year, and Cabrera was out there taking grounders at third. Occasionally will slide over, mix it up during BP. Chopper to third, foul.
But when he got moved to third, there's many that didn't think he'd do good over there, but he did. Did well. He's got a pretty strong arm and very accurate as well.
Remember, all the talk was, well, he's just way too big to play third base. He's not going to be able to move down at that position, and he more than held his own. One and two on Starling Marte. He's had a couple of hits, couple of runs scored.
Third base is going to be an interesting position for the Tigers here in the future. They have to make decisions. He just got third baseman Jim Candelaria, who's had a pretty big day down in Toledo yesterday. You know, I talked to some of the guys in the clubhouse about, do they welcome him? They say absolutely. And they'll play wherever they got to play and welcome anybody that can help make him a winning team.
Lugo, one of the infielders acquired in the J.D. Martinez trade, also can play some third base.
I know Tram's going down to see Lugo, watch him down in Erie. All the Rovers travel around to see all the minor leaguers throughout the year. Bruce Fields is a hitting Rover. Got Gene Roof, who's a base running and outfield Rover. Scotty Fletcher. Of course, Tram goes all over. These guys are always on the move visiting the minor leaguers.
Got him, one around, and Marte is out of there. Home run by Rodriguez makes it 7-3. presented by Wallside Windows. With the Twins coming in over the weekend, you've got Aníbal Sanchez going for the Tigers at 3-2, and Jose Barrios, the rookie for the Twins, at 10-5 on the year.
Yeah, Barrios starting to season a little bit, throwing the ball much better. 10-5 record has been very good for the Twins, and Aníbal has had some good games for the Tigers, but as of late did not have a good game, looking to recover from that.
So Garrett Cole goes back to the mound here in the 8th, and he delivers strike 1 to Iglesias. That was the 95th pitch for Cole. Iggy sends a ground ball to short, right at Mercer, and there's one gone.
Well, the Tigers trail here 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th. They've been facing Garrett Cole, who really seemed like they might get to him early in the game. Scored a couple, 2 in the first, 1 in the third, but since then he's just been dominating. Electric stuff, fastball, slider, and the curveball so far through 7 in the 3rd inning. 3 runs, 6 hits, a walk, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts.
Here is Kinsler now with 1 gone in the 8th, and Ian looks at a strike 0-1.
If you look at Cole, remember we talked about how he just comes at you, wears you out, and his stuff is just hard. It's heavy. It's got good action on it, and he throws a lot of strikes too, you know, so it's not like you're always in good counts. So he's got some early outs here since the 3rd, 4th inning.
That was his 98th pitch. His high for the season is 114, and that was way back in April. Kinsler was a little bit upset with the first one and didn't like that one either. The 0-2.
Well, since the 4th inning saw the minimum 3 per inning in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and has got the first out here in the 8th.
Shattered bat rolled to 3rd. Freeze throws him out. Kinsler is gone, 2 away.
Well, we were talking about Tigers got a couple of runs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Mikey Matuk, he's been raking, and he gets a hanging breaking ball right there. You see it up in the middle of the zone and deposits it into the Pirates bullpen. The Tigers have not scored since.
2 out of 3 for Mikey, and that batting average continues to climb. He's almost at 300 now, 296. Bender low, 1-0. He's just been a model of consistency, and really since the beginning of June he's been over 300. Ground ball, first base side, diving stop there by Bell. Cole covers for the out. 1-2-3 go the Tigers in the 8th.
New York back with you at the Comerica Park for the 1-800-CALL Sam update. Well, the offense started where it left off last night, but it kind of fizzled from there.
Well, they allowed Garrett Cole to get on track to find that rhythm and timing. They jumped on him early. We'll talk about the adjustment that he was able to make in this contest as well. But this game's not over. The boys got an opportunity to get back on the board and try to get back in this game, Nick.
Verhagen, of course, got the start for the Tigers today. Didn't last as long as he wanted to. We'll hear from him in the Tigers clubhouse immediately following the game on Tigers Live. Right now, though, back to the booth. Mario, give me.
All right, fellas, thank you. We'll see what Mr. Bruce Rondon can do here. He's on in a wall side windows pitching change.
Yep, we just talked about Bruce here inning before, so he's got to cherish this game. The Tigers do trail right now, but this is his 20th game. Always has electric stuff, not as consistent as it needs to be. Hopefully he builds and has a dominating performance today for the Tigers.
Frazier, McCutchen, and Bell, 2, 3, and 4, facing Big Bruce. Good job by Sappold today, scoring or keeping them scoreless, and then Mujica gave up the home run in the 8th, and now Rondon here in the 9th. First one is in for a strike. Fires it in there at 96.
Good fastball. Slider is good, but inconsistent. Upper 90s, 95 plus for Bruce. Occasional changeup.
Low ball 2. Good afternoon for Frazier. He had a triple in the first, a double in the fourth. He's knocked into. Here's a 2-1. Slice to left field, gonna drop, base hit. Another hit for Adam Frazier, his 3rd of the day.
Yeah, all of them to left field. He's got a pretty good setup right there. He's gotten good counts. He doesn't try to do too much with it. Just serves it out there to the left field, and J-Up has to catch it on a hop. Yeah, ball's right down the middle. Rondon behind in the count. You always take a look at what balls are hits, where they're at in the zone. They're not usually in the middle, or they are in the middle, the hits.
Rolled slowly toward 3rd. Nick goes to 2nd, 1. That's all they'll get. McCutchen is aboard in the fielder's choice. Fans, MLB.com at Bat is your #1 mobile app for live Tigers baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Tigers home screen icons, app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, and more. MLB.com at Bat. Get it today. Now Josh Bell, who has a 2-run homer in this game, hit it deep into the seats in right field back in the 3rd. That was off Verhagen. Ball 1.
Tell you, for a rookie, he looks pretty polished to me. I'm pretty impressed. Swung the bat good against the Tigers. Played very good defense, and he moves. Moves pretty good.
4 hits the last 2 nights, 3 of them for extra bases. In there, a strike called, 1-1. Bell has played in every game but 1 this year for the Pirates, so they've run him out there. And having a fabulous rookie campaign, leads the National League rookies in hits. Pop that one up. 3rd base side for Castellanos. 2 gone.
That was up there.
I'll bring up David Freese. Single and a walk for Freese this afternoon. Peeking ahead, the Tigers have upped in Cabrera, Castellanos in the 9th inning.
Get the first 2 guys on. Let Nick tie her up. then we'll go to work and win the game.
"13 hits today for the Pirates, 6 for the Tigers." 1-1 on Freeze.
Nice slider right there, 82 miles an hour. Goes from 95, 96 to 82 with a good finish on that hook.
Ooh. That time on the inside part of the plate with the slider.
Now you got to let it go up high. Try and get a swing and miss.
A one-hopper hit to second, knocked down by Kinsler, stays with it. Hard hit ball for out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers' last chance coming up. They've got some heavy hitters coming up. It's Upton, Cabrera, and Castellanos. In favor of the Pirates, and Garrett Cole today, Gibby, was awfully good after some bumpy innings early on.
Yeah, dominating late. The numbers don't lie. 8 innings, 3 runs all early, and walked 1 and struck out 7.
He'll turn things over now to the bullpen, where Nicasio is going to come on in a Wallside Windows pitching change.
Yeah, a lot of fastball, slider. He picked up a second save on Monday, his 3rd of his career, tied for the major league lead with 56 appearances coming into the game. 9 straight scoreless appearances, scored upon just twice in his last 21. So he's throwing the ball very good, and this guy's been around for a while and having one of his better years of his career this year. So the Tigers will have their work cut out for him, but he can't be beaten.
Rivero, their closer, was not available on Monday night, so Nicasio came out and had a 1-2-3 9th. And now here's Upton to get things rolling in the bottom of the 9th today. First one home is in for a strike. 94 on the gun there, threw one in a couple of 97 the last time the Tigers saw him. Jay up a single in 3 at-bats. The 0-1.
That's what you're going to get. You've seen both of his pitches right there. Fastball, slider.
9 straight scoreless appearances for Juan Nicasio.
He throws a change so limited, I wouldn't even say he'll throw it.
There's a base hit for Jay Up, who leads things off in the 9th with a looping single. That'll bring up Cabrera. Well, there's the closer now. Rivero is warming up in case he's needed here in the ninth.
He's triple digits. Just get another guy on and get him in. Welcome him with a blown save and a loss.
Miggy 1 for 3, single run scored. In there is strike. Garrett Cole goes 8, departs with a 7-3 lead. And hoping his bullpen now can shut her down. Tigers have other ideas.
If you're Miggy, you don't want to hit something down in the ground. You want to hit it in the gap.
0-2.
Good slider there. Hard 91. See Chris Stewart, the catcher. He moves around quite a bit back there. You get ahead of a hitter like Miguel Cabrera, you want to try and set him up. Hard to set hitters as good as Miggy up. They pretty much have stayed all the way. At some point they usually come inside after they get you looking out there. Wants it up and in.
Cued it off the end of the bat. 1-2 on Miguel.
Miguel really pulled his hands in right there to get a piece of that pitch. Ball's in, running in. Look at him keep his hands in. That's right out the knuckle almost, but he got his hand out the bat.
And again the 1-2. Fouled away.
Doing a good job staying alive. Hoping Nicasio doesn't make too good of a pitch. If you're J-Up over there, you know, he's got 10 stolen bases. You might run, but Nicasio doing a pretty good job of getting the ball to the plate quickly.
Missed outside. 2-2 now on Miguel.
I think he'll be slower to the plate these next two because he wants to throw that strike. Does not want to have a situation where you keep getting guys on base, get that tying run to the plate.
Fly ball in the air toward right center field. Marte going over.
Boy, can he run.
Boy, Marte covered 1.5 miles out there in right center.
He really did. I thought this ball was up the alley. Marte closed quickly on this ball, hit to the right center field gap. Miggy hit it good, hit it well. Watch Marte up here, how quickly he closes.
We've talked over the last 4 days about the athleticism and how good this outfield is in covering ground, and Miggy thought he had himself a double, maybe triple. Well, double. But it's just a long out, an impressive play by Marte, and here is Castellanos. And Nicholas looks at ball one.
Looks like the Tigers are taking a strike, which I think is the right thing to do. Make Nicasio throw a strike till you get that tying run to the plate, then you let it go.
2-run triple in the first for Nick. That's in there, a strike called. 1-1. Nicasio's been their 8th inning man, and he has been deadly in the 8th inning, an 0.9 ERA in that inning, but he's called upon here in the 9th to protect a 4-run lead. Castellanos spoils 1-1-2. Martinez on deck.
Tell you, coming into today, Garrett Cole, he'd been on a bit of a roll his last 6 games. Looked at the Tigers lineup. You know, he's pretty tough on righties. Tigers have pretty much a right-handed lineup except for Romine and Victor Martinez, who are switch hitters, and it played out that way.
Pirates trying to win 3 out of 4 in this season series against the Tigers. Tigers won the season series last year, and it has, the way it's worked out in interleague play, the Tigers, regardless of what division they have played in the National League or against the National League, they'll always get the Pirates in hand for the last several years.
They do the 2-2. It's kind of an interesting, you 2 in Pittsburgh, you fly here and play each other 2 in Detroit.
Off the edge, the count 2-2 now on Nick. Another foul.
You can tell Nick's kind of looking for that slider, which makes you get the fastball much deeper, and you can only foul it off if you make it so you're guessing heater. You get the bat head out there, and then all of a sudden it's a slider. Going to go down. So Nick's doing the right thing. He does need to cut down on his strikeouts.
Little looper into center field. Marte gonna play it on a hop, and Castellanos are really good at bat, and the Tigers have 2 on. One more runner to bring the tying run up.
Yep, and now you kind of see the importance of the Marte catch on Miguel Cabrera. 2-strike hitting by Nick Castellanos. The ball on the outside part of the plate. Doesn't try and do too much. Looks like that's going to be it for Nicasio.
They're going to bring the closer in now, Rivero. And that's going to be in for Nicasio, who faces 3 batters and gives up 2 singles. Pitching change, we'll be back. The ninth, down 7-3. They have 2 on and 1 out, and Felipe Rivero, the closer for the Pirates, coming on.
Yeah, throws very hard, 98 to 100. Got a very good changeup as well. He's a fastball change guy. He's around 88 miles an hour, and also has the slider and the curveball. But he's had 10 saves on the year, and he's going to face Victor Martinez, getting a different helmet on. Tigers need to get one more runner on base so they can get that tying run at the plate. So V-Mart gets on. You get James McCann behind him with the big dinger. We'll figure the rest out.
Rivero came on Tuesday night, got a 1-2-3 ninth to get the save. So the lefty now will face Victor Martinez with 2 on, 1 out.
Your runner, you want to stay close, cannot get doubled off. Your run means nothing at this point.
Single and 3 at bats for Martinez. Ball 1 inside to Victor. At 99 miles an hour.
Did you hear Victor? He thought it had his ribs, but that would have really hurt. This ball's screaming right in there. This is one that you see, it seems like it's going to drill you, and it doesn't.
Swing and a miss. Triple digits. 100 miles an hour for Rivero. Demar trying to get the line going here. Here's the 1-1. Drill to left field. That ball is a fair ball. Gonna go to the corner. 1 run scores. Upton is in. Nick going to third. Stopping there. V-Mart has a double, and it's 7-4.
Good quick bat. He brings his hands in and just gets it right down there in the left field corner off the wall. Watch him bring his hands in. Got to be short against Rivero. 100 miles an hour. The Tigers now have second and third, 1 out, a run in, and the tying run to the plate. What are they going to do? And think about what you're going to do right beyond this. Look at Jay up, might know a little something. Might be tipping his pitches. That's what you'd want to know against this guy.
Here's McCann. Swing and a miss. John Hicks has moved to the on deck circle. Romine's spot due next.
That makes sense. Look at first baseman has moved away here. Maybe you can sneak one down the line, Mr. McCann. Got to be short to the ball. Can't try and swing harder.
0-2.
Like this direction though.
It's the whole psychology of this. When you see a guy throwing as hard as Rivero does, I think your mind tells you swing hard, and which is obviously the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, when you swing harder, it gets longer. You can swing harder if you can swing shorter. That's the deal.
Now the 0-2. Right to the second baseman. They're going to score the run. McCann is out. 2 gone, but the Tigers back to within 2 now. RBI for McCann. Hard hit ball right to Rodriguez. Tigers making some contact.
Hit a bullet.
That'll bring up Hicks.
Well, hopefully JF has a little secret about him, and hopefully he told John Hicks.
Hicks for Romine.
7-5, Tigers trail. Man on second down to their last out. This is where teams tacking on really hurt you.
Ball one. And the Pirates tacked on with a run in the 8th on the home run by Rodriguez, which at the time made it a 4-run game. Hicks hit a homer on the road trip. The 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. Hicks 2 for 7 this year as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, they're feeling it. They're not relaxed. Keeping the pressure on them by the Tigers. Now it's good to come through in these situations.
Swing and a miss.
Here's your changeup.
And a dandy. 1-2.
Just thinking heater. See. Looks like, yeah, that's the change piece.
Great location on that pitch as well. 1-2 on Hicks. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Pirates win the game. After a short break, we'll send you to the Coliseum Studios. Mickey York with Tigers Live postgame.